bop ba-doop. There we go. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. There's my synth wave. Rock and roll. Can you hear me now? Yeah. We're live. Let's go. Right. Twitch up. Twitch is up. YouTube is up. Facebook is up. We're gonna give it just a few minutes while some of my other friends jump in. Man, I cannot wait to stream. I have been waiting for this all week. Very excited. There we go. There we go. There we go. Testing, testing, testing. That's better. All right. Woo! Woohoo! Woohoo! Up and running. All right. We're gonna give it just a few minutes before I actually jump on. I'm here. You can meet me in the comment section. I am monitoring that. Open up Facebook. Go. Captions are auto-generated. As soon as Board and Brew sends me their logo, they will be up on our sponsorship banner. Very excited about that. I'm gonna try and paint as many of these little cultists as I can today. I should have primed more of them. Buster. Yeah. Lots of melee, a few spellcasters, and one very dangerous leader. Eat up. Doody doody da. I need to find that. Fine detail. Go ahead and get things out. I'm definitely gonna need silver. And then I want to paint these guys purple. I love purple. Using purple and black. Super easy. Then I'll go back over the little details with different things. Once I figure out what I want to do, I'll drop Geraldo in there. Move Incredible Hulk. Or should I say Incredible Bulk? Oh, I don't even think I'm going to use my painty thingy. I might use it on this one. I need a paint holder. Isaac, thank you for liking the stream, brother. Greatly appreciate it. I need a miniature holder that holds more than one miniature. Yellow. A mask. Oh. I'm going to need like a fleshy peach. There we go. Hey Cord, hey Gabe, thanks for watching. Be sure to like. All right, it's time to get this show started. Hey everybody. Super excited to be streaming today. Had a wonderful week, played a lot of good games with my friends, had a great weekend just hanging out with my brother and my little girls, and now I am excited to get to streaming and painting some miniatures. Still getting ready for Alcon here coming up at the end of February. I'll be running 4 sessions of different tiny adventures. So I'll be running 2 sessions of Tiny Cthulhu. There we go. I'll be running 2 sessions of Tiny Cthulhu, and I will be running 2 sessions of Tiny Dungeon. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Tiny Dungeon or Tiny Cthulhu, they are basically just very, very rules-light versions of Dungeons and Dragons and Call of Cthulhu. Made very simple. There's not a lot of rolls. There's not a lot of random stuff. Best stream out there. Thanks. Whoa, Gabe, thank you so much. 145 stars. Yay! Yay! 145 stars. Thank you so much, Gabe. That's exciting. So they're very, very simple versions of Dungeons and Dragons and Call of Cthulhu that are great for teaching new players, great for getting people out there, trying new games. It's great for kids. I play with my 5 and my 3-year-old. They love Tiny Dungeon. We play sort of like a watered down version of Tiny Supers, where they play like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle characters. So they have mutanimals, little kitty cat girls, that help the Ninja Turtles. They have a fun time doing that. And it's just a very easy, fun system that's great for everybody to learn on. For tonight, I'm going to switch it over to what we will actually be doing. I need to paint miniatures. Like, I got to start getting ready. My sessions at the end of the month are set. I've already got 2 sessions completely full, which means that I need to make sure that I have all my stuff together, all my stuff ready. And I actually wanted to play some new things while we were out there. I've run Tiny Dungeons before. This will be the first time that I've ever actually run Tiny Cthulhu demos, but it's the same thing. I'm not too afraid of what's going to be going on. But I want to show y'all what we are working with today. Ta-da! All right, so what you see here are tiny cultists. So I've got a couple of. These are all 3D printed. The models themselves were from Hero Forge. You can buy them in like this little cool pack. I think it was $5 or $8 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different cultists, and you just print them out as many times as you want. I went ahead and printed out several of the melee weapon characters, a couple of the characters that don't have any melee weapons. They're just sort of holding mystical objects. So this one's got like a little orb in his hand. This one has a flaming skull. And then the leader is holding a goblet. And a knife, like a sacrificial knife. So I will be painting these up today. Julio! Glad to see you watching, brother. Miss you. We will be painting up these little cultists today. I don't like black robes. I feel like they're overdone, not dramatic enough. So my cultists will be using the Purple Swarm by Army Painter and their 2.0 speed paints. And I am literally just going to go over every single one of these, blap, 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 and paint their cloaks purple with Army Painter speed paint. You can pick this up at Etten Games and Hobbies. You can pick this up at, I can't say Space Cadets anymore because unfortunately they're gone. But any gaming hobby store, Board and Brew, my new sponsor, Board and Brew carries these. fantastic. Love them. They come with like a little metal ball bearing on the inside so that it shakes up all the pigmentation, color pigmentation, and gives it a really true mix of the color. We're just going to start sloshing this paint around. Whoop. Make sure there's no dust or dirt inside of my palette. Give me a good amount. Yes, I'm sure I should be using some a wet palette. I don't like it. So I am going to be just using my paint palette. I put a little bit of water from my water cup, standard water cup, set to the side so I don't drink out of it. My drinking cup is on the other side of the table, far away so that I remember. Don't drink from that cup. Water down the speed paint just a little bit. I'm just going to take my miniature, and so these are done in the normal way. They're not the speed, they're not the slap chop method. I just completely primed it, a very light Zenthal highlight all over with white, and now I'm just going to go back in, coat it with this purple, and these speed paints do all the work for me. I don't worry about nothing. I might go back and paint those bracers brown or gray or something, but right. So I'll get his little underbelly. So what I love about these speed paints is you'll notice that the paint is going to start to fall away and hit the crevices. Unlike other paints that'll just paint one blanket color all the way across, the pigmentation is spread out throughout this paint so that it will fall away from high portions of it to give it a highlighted look, and then we'll dig deep in recesses like a shade or like a wash. To give it a very nice bit of depth while I'm painting. So I'm just going to go all over this thing with this, and then I'll go back when I'm done and pick out the details with a fine brush. But again, this speed paint does all the work for me. I really enjoy it. It's a very different painting style. I'm using this specifically for painting bad guy characters, miniatures that I have to paint in bulk, because I need lots of them. Purple's done. I'm going to paint his bracers a different color, and then his blades will be silver. That's it. Bam! One cultist pretty much done. I just got to go back over them and pick out the highlights. I'll do the same for this one. Gabe, thank you very much for the compliment. I am trying my best, and I really feel that I'm living in an era of joy. I love what I'm doing. I am happy at work. I have my 2 beautiful little girls. I get to stream when they're asleep. And everything is coming up Millhouse. I am learning to not complain and to be happy with the things that are going on. Thankful for my experiences. For everybody else still watching, thank you so much. Don't forget, if you see me anywhere, I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Twitch, just doing my thing. If you have any questions or you want to learn, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to guide you through the process of what I am doing. I am a storyteller for hire. So if you would like to rent me out, you can always send me a private message and I will get back to you and we can set something up. I do it, the easier it gets. Julio, thank you so much for the like, brother. I greatly appreciate it. Again, I'm doing all of this because I'm going to be out at Alcon at the end of the month. And I need to have my miniature. Well, I don't need to. I want to have my miniatures painted and ready so that I look professional. Everybody has a good experience. It's so much better when the miniatures are painted. Just something that I've grown up doing over the past. And I've been doing painting miniatures for 14 years now. I just now realized that I started. Oh, not 14. Yeah, 14. In 2010 is when I really picked up and started doing this stuff for War Machine. But I've learned that models look and play better when they're painted, and people respond to them better when you have nice painted models to feed off of. And so again, I'm using these speed paints on these minions, right? They're just little cultists. There's going to be a lot of them. I don't want to put a bunch of detail into them. I don't want to goop them up with a bunch of different colors. I just need them to not look gray, to not look white. I had a lot of fun this past Saturday. I'm sorry, Friday night. I went to go see my good friend Danny Dean, and Danny Dean and I moved some couches. He gave me some of his couches because he was getting some new furniture, and I picked up 2 brand newish couches, which is a huge blessing because our couches have been destroyed by my 3 and 5-year-old. Now they're acting a little better, they're listening a little better, they don't jump on the couches as much, and they're potty trained, so now we have these nice new couches in the front room and the girls absolutely love them. Very grateful for those. Nice little change of atmosphere here at the house. The big bad nerd compound. And I just love the way the formula for these paints works. It really does just flow where you need it to flow. Look how you need it to look. All those guys are done. I'm going to work my way through the big boys. The longsword guys. I'm actually going to paint their cloak a different color so I can give a little bit of contrast. They have on these lapels and bracers. And I keep on painting. There. All these great little details on him, like he's got a coin pouch on him. Purple. Actually, I think he's shirtless. I have to repaint that. Well, I am going to paint his hood a different color, so just his jacket is going to be purple to identify him as a cult member. Yuck. Alright. First one done. Next. Paint up. Pauldrons, purple. I think he's shirtless, so I'm going to make this one shirtless. Very bold, if you ask me. Bold to go shirtless and carrying a longsword. Shout out to Grandma Lucenti, who just came home from the hospital. We're praying for her. We hope she does well. It's not my actual grandma, but she's my friend's grandmother, and she's a good woman. He's a good guy. Hope she gets better fast. Give me a little buzz. I paint all the little bits and bops. So somebody picks them up and is like, oh, you missed a spot. Oh, well, sometimes that happens. Oh, gotta paint his chest. This one has a shirt on. There we go. A bloop. The rest of these are going to be pretty simple, straightforward. Paint. Hurt. I'm just going to get sloppy with it. These are actually drying a little bit lighter than I was expecting, which is fine. Dry. Lather that paint on there correctly. Hey, Kevin, what's going on, brother? Thanks for watching. Make sure to give a like. Maybe leave a comment. Painting up some cultists for Tiny Cthulhu slash Call of Cthulhu. There we go. Ooh. Boom, baby. Right. One spellcaster down. One more spellcaster coming up. This is a different one. Why does it look so different? Because it is different. I'm going to do my best not to touch that Flaming Skull spell, because I'm going to hit that with a yellow. So I have the very basic starter set for these Army Painter speed paints. I'm hoping that once Board and Brew reopens, I'll be able to pick up some more from them. They have a humongous line of these speed paints and all the different shades and colors. They even have a speed painting medium that you can buy. So if there is a color that they don't have available, you can make your own. Just turned it into a speed paint. I think is fantastic, especially if you're trying to be very uniform in what you're doing. My good friend John Owens, Havoc Maker on Twitch and Facebook, made a beautiful, he was painting some beautiful Warhammer 40k models with some custom speed paint that he made for like this really nice beige color. I don't know what else to call it, but it just made the models look very, very good. Paint. Go. Two more. Then I'm going to paint their boss. And I have decided that I want to paint their boss in a red color. Make him like distinctly obvious that he is the troublemaker of the group.
Am I alive yet?
And if you haven't seen, my charity for this quarter is Stop Soldier Suicide. So that is a group that is helping by raising donations to help with the mental health and physical needs of veterans and soldiers that have gone through some traumatic things while serving, and puts them into place in a position to where they can help themselves and better themselves and not have to worry. Because nobody should have to worry about that. Nobody should have those thoughts. You're going to. Some people are going to have those thoughts, and that's okay. Because there are other people, like the charity, that will step in and help and advocate and want to do something. Last one. Nope. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. And we're just lathering this speed paint on because it does what it does by just getting in the nooks and crannies of the model itself. Someone keeps messaging me, and unfortunately I am busy. Cabby Heels on Instagram. I'll have to check that out. I don't know if that is a Sophia J. I don't know who you are, but cool. I'm glad to hear that you're doing better. Everyone deserves to feel good and well. Oh, Sophie, you're watching me via Facebook, so that's awesome. Thank you for watching me via Facebook. I am also on Twitch and YouTube, and I have a TikTok. Everything's linked, so if you want to search me out, I'd greatly appreciate it. I need the followers so I can get verified or whatever it's called. One more piece. There we go. All right. Do I want anything else? No. Voice. I'm gonna paint some of these back. Thanks, Gabe. I want to paint some of these back portions of their cloak purple. Then I'm going to use the heat paints to sort of blend everything together back here. I am going to paint his cloak purple. I mean black. Red. I'm bad, red. To give it a different vibe. Paint his little sleeves purple. Gabe over on Facebook is going to play in one of my online D&D sessions, so I'm very excited about that. That's good. All right, so I'm going from Purple Swarm, Army Painter Purple Swarm, to Slaughter Red. I want their leader to look different and dynamic, so I'm going to paint them in a different color choice, so that when the players are looking at them, they're like, oh, that one's different. I should be careful with that one. Yep. I'm gonna give me just a little of this Slaughter Red. Oop. Paint, 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 shake, 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 shake. Again, I really like these Army Painter speed paints because they have a metal bearing in there to help disperse the pigmentation. Get it all nice and stirred up. I know that I painted red from this one last time, so I'm going to put red in here. I do not think I need that much. A little bit of water. Not to thin it out, but to give it a little bit lighter of a red because of how the pigmentation works in these paints. Everything painted. So what's really neat about these particular paints is that this is their second version of them. So like it says on the bottle, Speed Paint 2.0. What they've done is they re-upped the formula, made it made it so that they're more easily contrast with each other. They separate and flow very, very well. And they look amazing. They fall in the crevices. And so they make work like this extremely easy, where I'm batch painting a ton of different little miniatures. So I don't have to waste a lot of time on details and things like that. It does all that work for me. Very easy, very simple. If you're just getting into painting, I highly recommend these. If you do not have a local hobby store that you trust or like going to, you can pick these up off of Amazon. I always recommend going into your local stores first, though, because local stores are how we, the community, get to play outside of our houses. we go. Right. That one's about as good as it's gonna get. I'm just gonna go back and paint their cloaks and stuff. What did I have? Grim black. Yeah. So for my long swordsmen, I'm gonna paint their cloaks black. There's grim black. It's really, really neat because it's not gonna be true black. It's gonna be like a very dark, almost charcoal gray. Put just a little bit of water in there. I only do that because I saw somebody else do it. Gabe is over on Facebook, and he's I had mentioned earlier that he's going to play in one of my online D&D games. And yeah, Gabe, you're absolutely right. Gabe says, I'm looking forward to it. The idea of D&D from afar, when it's hard to link up from across the US, is exciting. You know, one of the things that the pandemic did for us was give us resources. Right? We're now capable of telecommunications that we weren't before. They made it much easier for everybody. We are able to reach out and touch somebody like never before. Okay. I mean, I have virtual tabletops. I have several different free virtual tabletops. I have digital maps. I have, you know, D&D Beyond was great before. It's even better now. We have all this technology at our hands, and we should be using it. We should be using it to have fun and to get closer with each other. One of the things I miss the most is the ability to just sit down and fellowship with my friends. When the pandemic hit, it took a lot of that away. So now we're trying our hardest to get that back. Someone did something. Again, if you're watching, thank you very much. I don't know how you found me or what brought you across my stream, but I'm glad that you're here. I am on Facebook, I am on Twitch, and I am on YouTube. I am simul streaming right now. So if you found me on any one of those, and you want to check out some of my other stuff, please feel free to look me up. Something really cool is if you Google Big Bad Nerd Dad, I am the first Google results. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's gotta be some sort of milestone. It made me very happy. This one. All right, last one. Last one. And all I'm going to do is put a very thick amount and drag it across his cape, and it does exactly what it's supposed to do. Gets in those recesses, makes it dark. Stays off the highlights, so you have to kind of go back and reapply in some places. I'm going to paint all their little boots brown. And whatever guys, you can see their pants. Like, I think it's just the long swordsman. Just the long swordsman, you can sort of see their pants. For their pants, I might do a funky color like green or dark blue. That's done. If the paint has dried, and you go back over it with a different paint, it doesn't reactivate it. That was something I was having issues with their first run of paints. Was the paint would just reactivate and make things really hard to paint correctly or look even. Nope. Yeah. Okay. I want to paint the glowy stuff first. So we're going to use this Zealot yellow. I painted a spider last week, and it came out phenomenal. Absolutely love it. And use this yellow for the eyes, and it really just pops. I know it looks dark and kind of funky, but when this hits a light color, white or whatever, it just looks phenomenal. So just 1, 2, 3 little drops of yellow. I'm going to start painting all of these special effects. So he's got like a skull. See it right here. Boop. I'll get this out eventually. There we go. Get up slowly. He's got like this little skull magic effect right there. I want to paint that yellow. That's it. Little pop of color. Little pop of color. So I'm going to do the same for these orbs. There we go. I want to take this guy, paint him all red. Lather them with paint. And so again, what's really good about these speed paints is that it does all the hard work for you. I'm just going to lather this paint across this very dynamic, detailed miniature, and then the paint is going to stick all over the thing, but then get down into the recesses of the little details. Over the wings, it'll give it this nice wicked webbing look, like bat wings. Beep. I'm painting him red because when they kill or when they knock out the cultist leader, they won't have been able to stop the ritual in time. And the leader will come back as this demonic creature. Still a small base model, nothing too unwieldy for the adventurers. Still. Alright. We'll let that dry. Next, we're going to be going back over. Where is it? I grab that satchel brown. Nope. Going back over with a satchel brown. And then painting all their little boots and pants brown. Get in there. Boot. Think about it. Think about it. Paint all their little boots brown, and then I'll paint their bases black. Once I'm done with everything, I'll go back over and just paint all their little bases black, so that they're nice and uniform and look good together. Alright, now it's time for these guys. Wrapping brown boots does all the work for me, brings out all the details. I just have to apply it. Love the speed paints by Army Painter. If you are intimidated to paint miniatures or don't think that you're good enough, these things do all the work for you. Absolutely love it. Loving it on these. Baddies, that everything looks uniform. All right, Durable Undertaker off of Twitch. You are getting you need to X-nate. Gotta X-nate the spam. Next, paint these boots. Like I was saying, if you are intimidated to paint or think that it's going to be too difficult, pick up these speed paints. They are perfect for people that just want to play something painted. Prime your models white and then just slather on paint where you think it should go. Does all the detail work for you. Very easy, very simple. You look at that boot right there. Oop. I'm now going to flop. Cover it. Cover it in that speed paint. It goes inside the recesses. Does all the hard work for you. And then once you get better, you can go back over with different colors and different paint styles, more of an acrylic paint than these shades. But for what I'm trying to accomplish, I just need to paint these things super fast. They don't need to be highly detailed because they're just minions, monsters that are going to be fodder for the heroes to just decimate. I'm not worried about the bases because I'm just going to go back over and paint it black. Oh. One. Whoop. Then our big bed. Paint his boots. Paint his boots. Pants. Barely see his pants in there. I'm gonna paint his leathers. Got like this book. That. out. Got these little potion bottles. I need to paint one yellow. Probably paint another one. Color. Oh. Double check. Second. There we go. I'm going to paint one of his potion bottles yellow. Purple. Kind of our thing. Alright. Oh, I forgot to paint the bracers. Some of these guys have bracers, and I said I'd paint them brown. Go ahead and paint the bracers. Oops. And I want to be careful because I don't want to paint the blades brown. Yeah. Flip. And again, look how fast this is. It's been a little less than an hour. I've been painting for a little bit less than an hour. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, almost 12 models done. These. Ooh. Ooh, one. How's everything going? Check. Yep. Music is still going strong. So, for the 30-hour challenge that I'm participating in, I do not count these painting streams as part of the hours. I am going to count all the games that I play at Alcon this year as my hours, though, because I am putting in 24 hours of gaming. I'm running 4 sessions at 4 hours apiece. That's 16. Oh, night, Gabe. Good luck out there. I'm running 4 sessions at 4 hours apiece, so that's 16 hours. And then I'm playing in a session of Vaesen That's 4 hours, and then I'm playing in a session of, I believe it's called Antil 1 or Vantil 1. So that's 4 hours. So that puts me at 24 hours. Just 6 hours shy of all the hours that I need for playing. But it'll all be done pretty much in one weekend. And across. And here. And it's already done. So we've got everything pretty much done except for the detail work. Like the super fine detail work. So we're going to start with the flesh pieces of their faces and not a lot of faces to paint. So I'm going to take it very easy on that. Oop. Is the face. And so this peachy flesh that I'm using is fantastic. It looks exactly like flesh. It gives it flesh tones, makes the face a nice peachy color, and then drops in bits of the pigmentation into the crevices so that it looks even deeper and brings out those details. Peace. Face. So for the first time I'm starting to, I get this peach has a very funky smell to it. It's the first of any type of smell that I've had from these paints, and it's not that bad. I'm used to painting with acrylic, so they have kind of a acrylic-y smell. I don't know how else to say it. This guy. There we go. Now we get to move on to the last bit of detail work, where I'll be using my broadsword silver. This is a very dark metal. And I like it. In their original speed paint run by the Army Painter, they did not have metallics. But these were a new addition, and they are phenomenal. know I'm being kind of quiet. Trying to hit all these detail points. And again, all I'm trying to do is get these bad boys painted. I don't want to do a bunch of fancy details and hard work. We are an hour and 12 minutes in. I have 12 models almost completely painted, which is what I wanted. Once I'm done with these miniatures, I'll move on to my tiny dungeon scenario. Painting the little edges of his cloak. Does not have to be perfect. Just has to be done. We got 2. Woo. And like I said, all of this is done super easy with these speed paints. I'm just applying it. It does all of the shading and highlighting for me. It's a very crude shade and highlight, but it works. When you're having to batch paint a bunch of models like I currently am, it's perfect for what you're trying to do. Done. I'm excited to see how this longsword is going to come out. A little bit of a detail in the middle of the longsword. 1, 2, 3. Side. All the way. All the way. Good. I'm gonna go back and dry brush their faces. They all have like these skull masks on. You can just barely see it. Under their cloaks. Paint, paint, paint. All right. Oakley dokley. Few more done. We'll be good to go. Bloop. Bottom of his. Get the bottom of his robe. Aye. Listening to orders. He's following through. Doing what he's supposed to do. Painting my little cultist robes so that they look nice for Alcon. And so the cool thing is that this is just one set of these models that I have. I also have another set of about 12 that I can paint into a different color scheme. Maybe just paint them all normal black hoods, black cloaks and robes. Right. Paint this bad boy. Paint the chalice bronze, this color, and then I'm going to go back over it and dry brush it a bronze. Gold. But it has a metallic base to it. But I have to say their metallics are their metallic speed paints are really good. There we go. And we're all done. Oh, nope, I messed up. My mistake, we are not done. Oh, my good friend Matt Faridas over on Facebook, I just saw his comment. He said, I should paint them in rainbow so they can be the Skittle cult trying to summon the rainbow. I love it, Matt. I love it. That's a good one. Oh, Matt, I hope you're having a good evening. Thanks for tuning in. We are almost done here. And I gotta say, I'm really enjoying these Speed Paint 2.0 from the Army Painter. They have made this little project of mine go by super fast. 12 models painted in about an hour and a half. Not bad. Hello. And go back over some parts. Yeah. Good luck, Matt. Not being exhausted from a 1-year-old. Trying to set a new record. Especially since y'all armed him with a lightsaber. Right? Alright. Whirling a lightsaber does not always end well. He'll learn. He'll learn. Alright, so we're going to put these speed paints up. And like I said, I'm going to just go back over the bases with a black. Going to do that real quick. Grab all my nice little speed paints. Courtesy of the Army Painter. And then I'm going to switch over to my favorite acrylic paint. Coal Black. The Monument Hobbies Pro Acryl line is by far one of my favorite paints to use for anything. And we're just going to put a big old glob of it right here on my paint tray. Oh, Matt, my MCP League. All right, so for those of you that have not been following along at home, I was in a Marvel Crisis Protocol League, and I placed second to last for the entire league. As far as battles go, I won one of my games, and that was it. But I came in first place in painting, which is nice. Kind of what I was hoping for. It's not one, it's the other, and it is what it is. I did my best. I had fun. I met some new people. Got to play a lot of games. And I learned a lot about my team that I was using, my Brotherhood of Mutants, and that I actually prefer them over my spider foes. So I am actually going to start maining my Brotherhood of Mutants more often because of the league. In there. I did. But I felt like I did fairly well for how I did. Played Danny Dean. Danny Dean whooped me. Played James so many times. Yes, I did. I won. I believe I won $40 in store credit. So I used that to pick up some more paints. Use the rest on, I think, like sleeves for Marvel Champions, because you can never have too many sleeves. I'm gonna paint all of these bases. Get under the feet. Make them all look uniform. Matt, you gonna head out to Etton's flea market this weekend? Got any cool things you're trying to get rid of? Yeah, I hear that. Tell you what I am getting sick of. Kickstarters. Man, I wish that people would just come out with games instead of putting everything out to Kickstarter. I understand the business model and how it's good for companies, but I just hate waiting. Don't tell me about a really cool game that's going to come out in 2 years. Just come out with a really cool game. Don't get me wrong. I've definitely done my fair share of Kickstarters. But I've had to slow down because I have so many games now that I want to play, and if the Kickstarter was out, I'd like some of them I'd just straight up go and get the game. Yeah. And there are some games that I wish I had kickstarted because they never showed up again. Toontown Tussle. I have the Stardew Valley board game. I have yet to play it, but it took me forever to track it down. Yeah. Yeah. Fortunately, there's not too many games that I have that I haven't played yet. The Stardew Valley is one of the only ones that I haven't played yet. A local game developer contacted me for a TCG that he's working on called, a potential TCG that he's working on called Clan Wars. I have no idea what it's about, but I'm gonna check it out. Might want me to help beta test it out. I just know that I can't do TCGs. I tried getting into Lorcana, and I don't want to buy packs. It's like Magic. I think I got spoiled by Marvel Champions and Arkham Horror. The LCG, everything comes in the box. You build with what you got. And while those aren't competitive at all, they're completely co-op. I like that idea. Like, what was it? Game of Thrones? I think Game of Thrones had an LCG that was competitive. Oh, and L5R, Legend of the Five Rings. And I really like that one. Almost done painting these guys. Just 4 models away. Hitting my goal. And so it's cool. Last week it took me a little over an hour to paint 1 miniature. High detail. With all the bangs and whistles, dry brushed it. Today I've painted 11 in almost 2 hours, actually less than 2 hours. Matt says, I almost did Tiny Cthulhu. I almost did it, but I still haven't played Tiny Vikings. 'Cause I still haven't played Tiny Vikings. 'Cause I still haven't played Tiny Vikings. 'Cause I still haven't played Tiny Cthulhu. I almost did it, but I still haven't played Tiny Vikings. I almost did it, but I still haven't played Tiny Vikings. Almost there. Almost there. Oop. I almost picked up the Monster Hunter Iceborne. We played Monster Hunter several times and I absolutely love it. Great game. I think I just saw that Cool Mini or Not is coming out with a Song of Ice and Fire Tactics. It was a skirmish style. For Game of Thrones. And I went, no. Please, no. Not a skirmish game. My kryptonite. Got Matt with the co-op. You know what all my friends are trying to get me into is that new POW World that came out on Steam, I think. Supposed to be the Pokemon killer. Pokemon with guns. I know they've been working on it for years. Oh, thank you. Yeah. But war games are tough. If you don't get a good group of people backing it, and if you don't support it well, gone, done. Nobody wants to play it. Yeah. I think that's why. That's what I've really been moving towards over the past few years, actually, is playing more co-op stuff. I just want to hang out with people. Alright, so all of our cultists and our fiend are done. They are ready for Alcon. I am ready for bed. So I want to thank everybody for stopping by. Matt, I know you're still there. Thank you very much for talking with me these last few minutes. I hope you have a good night, everybody. Thank you very much for watching the Big Bad Nerd Dad stream. I had a great time painting these miniatures and talking about all the different games that I like and everything that's going on. I will be back sometime this week painting some more miniatures because I've got to get ready for Alcon. So I'll be painting more goblins and spiders for Tiny Dungeon. If you had a good time, please be sure to like, share, follow, comment, and share this with other people so that they can see. Hey, you know, there's got this goober out here who's painting miniatures and having fun. But thank you very much. I love you. Have a good evening, and remember, walls ahead, rubble behind.